What's going on, everybody? It's Big T with GreenWallSt.com, back with another trading video. And last week, something insane in the market happened. Shares of Facebook, aka Meta, plunged 24% in a single day to the lowest level seen since 2016. As of today, the stock of Meta has shown zero returns in the last 6 years. The company as a whole has lost $800 billion in market capitalization. Mark Zuckerberg has lost over $100 billion in personal wealth. $100 billion. I saw this story late last week and started looking into it and realized that there was only one thing to do. And so I bought the freaking dip. I did it. I bought Facebook stock. I'm officially a Meta shareholder. And not because I believe in the Metaverse, not because I like Mark Zuckerberg or any of the apps that they like, but it's simply just a bet on reality and some sort of rationality taking over at the company. So the more I thought about this situation, I'll just walk through it with you guys. I think there's three likely scenarios, three possible scenarios out of this situation. Two I think are unlikely, one I think is likely. So we'll start with the unlikely ones. There's the unlikely downside scenario, and if this happens, the stock, as of today, it's trading at 96 bucks, 95 I think. Stock's probably under $50 a share, has at least 50, 70% downside to go if they continue course as is right now into the future. So they continue to lose a bunch of money, dumping their free cash flow into the metaverse and trying to figure out this metaverse thing, because the actual core business of Facebook, even though it's not growing like it used to, it's a dominant business, right? WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, billions and billions of users. Their revenue fell, I think, 4.5%. But their profit was down over 50% due to this insane amount of spending on the metaverse, which is really right now just a black hole. It's the gift of the people with the shovels shoveling money into the furnace. That's what Zuckerberg and the team at Facebook is doing with no real end goal in sight. They're just hoping that this thing catches on in some sort of major pivot for the company. I mean, Jesus Christ, they changed the name of their company to Meta instead of Facebook. Now, knowing that they compensate a lot of their, top level executives and employees with stock, as the stock continues to compress and this story has now become mainstream, there's going to be some actual pressure on the company. And you might like to think that they can just ignore their stock price, but they can't, right? And they won't be able to attract the same levels of talent at Meta if the stock price continues to crater like this. So I think that this is unlikely that they continue down this path, but if they do, this will go down as the greatest destruction of personal and shareholder wealth in the history of the market, right? That's the downside scenario. Now, the unlikely upside scenario is really similar. They continue, to burn cash and continue to invest heavily into this metaverse idea, but they actually hit some sort of breakthrough and convince everybody, because right now nobody wants this shit, including myself, but they end up making some sort of significant breakthrough and the metaverse does become a very significant part of our lives, bigger and faster than we currently think, in which case this stock is a screaming buy right now. You're talking buying Tesla in 2013 or 2014. Stock's going to go to all-time highs, if not higher, if that happens. And, a large majority of people all own a headset, next to their desk, and, we're having work meetings in the metaverse. If that sort of reality becomes reality, stock is a screaming buy from here. I don't think that's going to happen, but you have to game plan that, because it definitely could. I think the easiest, it's not going to be easy as a company, but the easiest way out of this situation is for them to just come out and say something along the lines of, hey, we still think the metaverse is going to play a significant role in everyone's lives, but in the short to medium term, we're going to focus on the actual core business. We're going to cut our spending on our Reality Labs division in half or 80% until we start to see some actual revenue from these investments. And again, in the medium term, we're going to focus on the core business and our family of apps, in which case I think the stock is still a screaming buy right here, right now, because although the stock is down in large part, due to this. It's also down a lot because of the overall market is down. Tech stocks have been getting wrecked. But I think this last kind of leg lower in the stock is really self-inflicted, right? It's self-inflicted by the company, and it's a pretty easy fix because the actual core business of Facebook is still pretty dominant. They still have that to fall back on. And again, even though it's not growing like it used to, I mean, you can only grow a business so freaking big, you know what I mean? It's massive. But if they were able to kind of build their free cash flow back up, the stock would continue to appreciate. And I think you're looking at $150 or $200 stock just based off that alone. And that would be the rational thing to do. And again, I think that, I know that right now there's a black cloud hanging over this company and this idea, and maybe they do continue to go all in, ignore the stock price, ignore shareholders, ignore the street, and again, it'll be the greatest destruction of wealth ever, in which I'll lose a little bit too. This is not a major position for me, but it's just a bet on rationality winning in business, which with a company this large and people this smart and successful at the helm, that normally tends to be the case given enough time. So not something I'm expecting to work right away. And again, could be 50 to 70% downside from here. So it might go up, it might go down, but I'm betting that reality will eventually take over at Meta and bought the dip. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. What do you think about the metaverse? I'm certainly not a fan as it stands today, but maybe they'll change my mind. Probably not. I like to touch grass. GreenWallSt.com. Link will be in the description below. Sign up today if you'd like to trade live with me every single day. And if you just want to watch the videos, that is fine too. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will catch you right back here next time. Peace out, everybody.